Please rise for the brides.
Okay. And now you fix me. Babe. That right? Do you want to marry me?
It's my great pleasure to welcome you all on this wonderful fall afternoon. This beautiful autumn princesses in front of us. Aren't they gorgeous? Francesca and Amber have invited you here to share in their love story and celebrate with them as they begin a new chapter of their lives in marriage. In each other, they have found one of life's greatest joys, a person who loves them and accepts them completely, exactly as they are. It cannot be understated how important family is to Amber and Francesca. Listening to them speak about you all, it's clear that you are always at the center of their thoughts and their future plans. Parents, for you, it is both an exciting and emotional day. With great pride, you have watched your daughters grow into the brilliant, kind, and accomplished women that stand before you now. I know having your support means the world to them both. These are some memories about growing up that they love the most. Sibylla and David, Francesca described her childhood as happy and magical. She spoke about the circus shows that she and Julia put on in the backyard, and how the Christmas shoes were always filled with candy and Beanie Babies. Proudly raised with German and Italian American culture, Francesca is so grateful for everything that you've given her. Today, you gain a new daughter to share these traditions, and so I ask you, do you both welcome Amber into your hearts and into your family with love, affection, and support?
We do.
Laura and Kevin, some of Amber's favorite memories include you, Bridget, and her grandparents, Bob and Fran, all living together. Friday night pasta dinners and summers at the cabins in New Hampshire are just a couple of things that exemplify quality time with family. Because of you, Amber has everything she needs to build her own family and make memories like these with her own children, all with this wonderful partner that she's found. And so I ask you, do you welcome Francesca into your hearts and your family with love, affection, and support?
We do.
Thank you very much. To everyone else gathered here now, from this gorgeous wedding party we have here, to all the family and friends seated before them, you have also shared so much with Francesca and Amber. As individuals, you have always been there with a listening ear, but then, when they found this person, you folded them right into your world as if they had been there all along. You beamed as you received giddy text messages about the new cute girl. You heard stories about amazing first dates, and you kept multiple secrets about 2 proposals. Whether you're a sister, a cousin, a friend, aunt, or uncle, everything you did was in the name of love. None of this has gone unnoticed, and there are not enough words to express their gratitude for what it means to have you all here today. In your presence, Amber and Francesca begin this life in the very best possible way. And while you have given so much, I humbly now ask you all to give them one more very special gift. Do you all offer Francesca and Amber all your best wishes, your wisdom, and your strength on this and every day of their lives? Thank you very much. As grateful as we are to have every one of you here, we pause to keep in our thoughts all those who cannot be physically present. For those who could not travel to be here, we send out our hope for their continued health and safety and look forward to seeing them all again soon. And for those who have passed on from this life, may we always remember that the missing are never truly gone, as long as we hold their memory in our hearts. Today, the brides would like to acknowledge those in their community who devoted themselves to making this ceremony a legally recognized one. Those who overturned laws that criminalized who they were, who rallied for legal protection of their relationships, the right to visit their partners in the hospital, to receive their pensions, and to be the legal parents of their own children. They would like to acknowledge these queer lives and loves of open and organized defiance. They would also like to acknowledge those in their community who fought outside lawyers' offices and courtrooms. Those who, in the face of lost jobs, apartments, and families, still lived their truths and committed themselves to each other. Those who threw bricks, wrote books, and made music. Those who risked their lives, still risk their lives, and those whose lives were taken and are taken. Those queer lives and loves of open and disorganized defiance. Finally, they would like to acknowledge those in their community who lived queer lives with quiet defiance, who drew their blinds and lived with roommates, and never held hands in public, but wore matching rings on chains under their shirts. They would like to acknowledge that these queer lives and loves have just as much place in the history of same-sex marriage as Obergefell versus Hodges. Because the history of same-sex marriage did not begin in 2015, or in 2013, or in 2004. Same-sex marriage is not just an important legal right. It is a fact, regardless of legal status. Throughout human history, queer people have found each other, fallen in love, and committed themselves to each other. Today, the brides acknowledge the legacy of pain, determination, dignity, and most importantly, overwhelming love and joy to which this ceremony belongs. So once again, we thank you all for being here to support them and everything they stand for. We begin the love story of Francesca and Amber by ruminating on the concept of timing. For some people, starting a new relationship is often about waiting for what they perceive as the right time. They might say to themselves, well, you know, I've got this going on, I've got that happening. When all that is wrapped up, then I'll think about dating. This is somewhat strategy, an attempt to manage one's life and stress, but it is also illusion. The idea that there might be an absolute perfect time to meet the right person is just not realistic. The truth about timing is more about when you're ready to take a chance and trust that your heart knows best. When Amber and Francesca decided to see who was out there for them, to say they were both knee-deep in schoolwork was a vast understatement. Studying, test-taking, and researching took up most of their time. Francesca, in particular, was tasked with reading almost 300 books that semester. And to do so, she had become nocturnal to get it all done. Amber was also very busy. She was in the midst of doing the fieldwork required to finish her master's. So on the surface, this might have looked like a terrible time for either of them to add more to their plates. While they both had the intelligence and the drive to accomplish their goals, such a workload can cause one to feel buried and disconnected from the real world. Perhaps they realized that by finding someone to share their experiences and laugh with them, everything would feel a lot less daunting. There is so much joy in our accomplishments if we have someone to celebrate with us when they're achieved. And so both Amber and Francesca bravely took to the dating apps to see who was out there. There are many adorable moments where they describe times in which their hearts skipped a beat. Amber's was the first. Frustrated by previous experiences with other apps, she tried a new one and quickly fell upon an enchanting image. A beautiful girl wearing a blue and white checked dress and the biggest, brightest smile she had ever seen. In that beat, her heart took control. It took control of her body and forced her to hit the highly coveted super like. Francesca believed in the power of signs to guide the way. And so when she saw Amber's cute picture and her name, she knew she had to talk to her. She sent a simple message that read, "Hi, I have a cat named Amber." And just like that, they began talking regularly. Francesca was still in New Jersey for school, so meeting in person wasn't possible right away. But they looked forward to each other's messages. Not wanting to miss a single one, Amber smoothly suggested they take their combos off the app and exchange phone numbers. Each text provided daily sunshine, smiles, and laughter. They had their own way of lifting the other up with pictures of cats or motivational cheers to get them over their current scholastic hurdle. When Francesca moved back to New Haven, it was finally time to meet. Hugging and hearing each other's voice for the first time created more skipping heartbeats. Happy butterflies were mixed with a sense that they had known each other forever. They spent that day talking about everything while touring a museum and enjoying ice cream, with a grateful side of lactate. That afternoon closed with the first kiss, and so their journey to this day officially began. At this time, I'd like to welcome Francesca's mom, Sibylla, to join us for a special reading. Unless you've brushed up on your German recently, you may not fully understand the selection, but it celebrates the wondrous gift of finding a person to share your soul.
Es muss ein wunderbares sein, ums Lieben zweier Seelen. Sie schließen ganz einander ein, sich nie ein Wort verhehlen. Und Freud und Leid und Glück und Not so miteinander tragen, vom ersten Kuss bis in den Tod, sich nur von Liebe sagen. The translation is in the program, right?
We open this story with the paradox of perfect timing. What seems off at first can always turn out to be just right after all. As summer approached, Amber and Francesca were both finished with school for the season and were able to spend so much time together. That first year was filled with dinner dates, movie nights, Mario Kart, and lots of board games. Their second summer together brought them overseas. Amber visited Francesca in England while she was doing research, and from there they toured all over. From France to Germany and over to Iceland, their adventures were many, and their laughter was endless. The common thread across all their travels was the ability to laugh in the face of mishaps and make the best out of any situation. They quickly discovered that when the issue could be viewed as them against the problem instead of each other, everything got a lot easier. Francesca cited one such occasion when they were driving through Canada to visit Niagara Falls. They kept getting lost, and yet with every missed turn, Amber remained calm. It was in this moment, as Amber reassured her that everything would be okay, Francesca thought to herself, I need to marry this woman. Francesca is also there for Amber when she gets overwhelmed. Whether it's sorting through the mystery of bills and paperwork, or help her verbalize what's really bothering her, Francesca can take the wheel when Amber needs her to, and get the task at hand accomplished. In turn, she helps Francesca in the daily search for misplaced items like her keys or her phone. Francesca commented how when Amber gifted her with a water bottle and an air tag to track it, she felt truly seen, and instead of being shamed for her daily forgetfulness. This is how a great couple creates balance. By allowing the other to fill in the gaps for the skills that they lack, you can rest easily knowing that someone is there for you to rely on. You, in turn, give the same support back, out of love, but also out of a genuine concern for your partner's overall well-being. Being in love and being married is a mixture of so many things. It is found in glorious fireworks and grand gestures, and also in the everyday mundane tasks and general business of living life. So often, it's the little things where we feel the most love, and therein lies the depth that allows a relationship to stand the test of time. Joining us now to explain everything there is to know about love, I welcome Amber's aunt, Teresa.
Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Adderton. I know that love can be loud and jubilant. It can be dancing in the swampy mud and the pouring rain at a festival and shouting, "You are amazing!" over the band. It's introducing them to their colleagues at a work event and basking in pride as they make people laugh and make you look lovable just because of being loved by them. It's laughing until you wheeze. It's waking up in a country neither of you have been in before. It's skinny dipping at dawn. It's walking along the street together on a Saturday night and feeling an entire city is yours. It is a big, beautiful, ebullient force of nature. I also know that love is a pretty, quiet thing. It's lying on the couch together, drinking coffee, talking about where you're going that morning to drink more coffee. It's folding down pages of books you think find interesting. It's hanging up their laundry when they leave the house, having moronically forgotten to take it out of the washing machine. It's saying you're safer than in a car as they hyperventilate on an EasyJet flight to Dublin. It's the texts. Hope your day goes well. How did today go? Thinking of you today, and picked up toilet paper. I know that love happens under the splendor of moon and stars and fireworks and sunset, but it also happens when you're lying on a blow-up airbed in a childhood bedroom, sitting in A&E or in line for a passport or in a traffic jam. Love is a quiet, reassuring, relaxing, pottering, pedantic, harmonious hum of a thing. Something you can easily forget is there, even though its palms are outstretched beneath you in case you fall.
Thank you so much, Teresa. Francesca and Amber, as you stand here today, ready to join your lives in marriage, I ask you to please remember that love is not just a feeling, it is also an action. Every day you must choose to treat your partner with respect, kindness, and loyalty. You must have their best interest at heart. You make decisions together for the good of each other and one day the good of your own family. You must practice patience and good communication always. You will do all this not with perfection, but with intention and with a willingness to forgive and start fresh again tomorrow. Understanding all this, do you both enter into this commitment freely, without reservation, and with all your hearts?
We do.
At this time, Amber and Francesca would like to share with each other their own words of love and promise.
Amber, I read a lot. And that does many things for you. It makes you nearsighted, for one. It teaches you a lot of big words, and it lets you live a million lives. And it gives you quite a lot of ideas about how the world is meant to work. For example, falling in love. To succeed as a couple, I learned from these lives that I read that first you have to defeat the evil emperor, or the king, or the dragon. And then you're only allowed to kiss when you're standing over the giant snake you killed, or you've finally been crowned the rightful king of Gondor. All of these are great stories, classics. But what I didn't realize until I fell in love with you is that they aren't the only stories. That there doesn't need to be peril to kindle romance. There doesn't need to be anything keeping you on the edge of your seat. Love doesn't have to have a plot. Love can be crafting together while watching Golden Girls. It can be taking road trips and getting lost in snowstorms and not getting mad. Love can be making the bed together and taking turns feeding the cats and allowing yourself to be poked in the belly button sometimes. I've learned that love doesn't have to come from defeating dragons together. It can come from all of those moments that nurture a relationship strong enough to defeat whatever dragons or bears come. And after living this love story, which doesn't keep you on the edge of your seat, I know that I prefer it, that I cannot imagine my life without it. And that is why I'm standing here now, to vow to spend the rest of my life writing this love story with you, in all of its mundane, beautiful magic. And so, I vow to you, to always want to hear about your day, to cook for you, to bake muffins for you, to hold your hand, to go to Ed Sheeran concerts with you, to clean out the sink stopper, to hold the mango pit so that you can nibble off the fruit without getting your hands messy, to scratch your back, to get lost with you, to sing in the car with you, to ask you where my phone is, To tell you every morning to quit your job so that you can stay snuggled in bed with me, but also while being so, so proud of the work that you do. I vow to make phone calls for you, to hold your hand at the doctor and discreetly resuscitate you when you faint, to fold the laundry, to keep you warm, to take you on date nights and get tipsy from one drink so you have to drive us home, to build our fairy house and fill it with squishmallows, no matter what anyone says, and cats and dogs and family. To take the support and love that both of our families blessed us with and combine them to nurture a new generation. To grow with you, to grow old with you, to treasure the laugh lines as they etch into your skin. And then I vow to sail the world with you and push our beds together in the nursing home and to never ever stop choosing you.
Hi, love. I'm not sure where to start. There are so many things I want to say, to promise, to vow, as we begin the next chapter. I want to promise you the world. I want to promise you complete happiness. I want to promise that nothing bad will ever happen. Unfortunately, I don't have any divine powers to ensure all these things. So, in the absence of magical powers, here's what I do promise. I promise to forever be your partner from here on out. I promise to stand by you, tall and proud, as we face everything the future holds. I promise to be your strongest support. I'll be here to ground you, provide you a shoulder to cry on, or crack a joke when necessary. I vow to let you have your way. Just enough times to make you happy and see that amazingly bright smile, but not so often that you start to think you're spoiled. I promise to hear out any fun facts you come across, horrifying included. Then, to have philosophical conversations on the topic and or let you have a private TED Talk in our living room. I vow that every mid-June or so, I will quit my job and stay home with you all day, go on adventures, and snuggle way past 6:30 a.m. And when you get tired of me after 6-ish weeks, I'll go back to work. But most of all, I promise to love you. You have made me feel more confident and sure of myself than I ever thought possible. I know you are my safe space, that no matter what, you will always protect me. I will strive every day to make you feel as secure, confident, and loved as you make me feel. You are the love of my life, and I promise to make sure you know and feel this, in sickness and in health, during all the good and bad times, till death do us part.
Let's have a round of applause for those amazing vows. And I'd like to ask Big Davy and Little Davy to join us with the rings, please.
Okay.
Francesca, please place the ring on Amber's finger. Repeat after me. Amber, with this ring I thee wed,
Amber, with this ring I thee wed,
and forever pledge my devotion.
and forever pledge my devotion.
Thank you for everything you do
Thank you for everything you do
to make my life special.
to make my life special.
Amber, place the ring on Francesca's finger. Francesca, with this ring I thee wed,
Francesca, with this ring I thee wed,
and forever pledge my devotion.
and forever pledge my devotion.
Thank you for everything you do
Thank you for everything you do
to make my life special.
to make my life special.
As we draw this ceremony to a close, it's always a bit of fun to imagine what's in store for Amber and Francesca. In a couple of years, they'll finally have a doctor in the house. And then they can move on to building their family with a corgi, an Icelandic sheepdog, and of course, kids. Traveling will continue to be their other great love, and they look forward to those retirement years far down the road where they'll get to cruise around the world together in style. So many beautiful things are headed their way, and a lot of unknowns too, the idea of which can be both exhilarating and a little scary. But Amber and Francesca know that everything is faced as a team. Two people who love each other, who choose each other every day to work the problem and create this one amazing life. And after listening to your story, there is no doubt in my mind that you both will do exactly that. Francesca and Amber, with the exchanging of rings and vows, these hands you now hold are yours forever. In this moment, you have just exchanged your first gift. With this gift comes this silent but enduring promise. I am here. I will not abandon you. I will support you. With me, you will never fall, for I will lift you up and love you always. And so is with great joy and the power vested in me by the state of Connecticut and ordained by American Marriage Ministries, I'm truly honored to pronounce you legally wed as wife and wife. You may kiss your lovely bride. My friends, it is my sincere honor to present for the very first time, Mrs. and Mrs. DeRosa Grover. Let's keep that applause going. And let's hear it for this gorgeous bridal party as they exit.